In 2024 alone, more than 200,000 people were brutally killed because of conflict. And also, according to report, that there are more than 170,000 conflicts going on earth today. Meaning there are some countries that are having more than 4 different conflicts, like Cameroon, facing the Boko Haram in the far north region of Cameroon, the crisis in the southern Cameroon, So this is something that is happening all over the world. And then all this conflict is human being against human beings. So I look at it critically, and I was thinking about the solution. How can we solve this kind of issue? And then I came to discover that it needs a neutral international organization that is genuine and inclusive, that where equality is being practiced. And United Nations does not have this characteristic. And that is why, even in some of my video before even coming to this conclusion, I was already campaigning for the United Nations to be dissolved and for a better organization to be created. Because when you look at the United Nations, it was created in 1945 to maintain peace all over the world. And then when you look at it critically, there is no way you can maintain peace without struggling by all possible means to prevent conflict. There is no way. If you do not prevent conflict, you cannot maintain peace, because when people take weapons into their hands and start fighting, it is very, very difficult to stop them. It's very, very difficult. So the United Nations we are seeing today, when you look at it critically, how it was created and how the structure of the organization, you know that it is not inclusive, it is not genuine, it is not equal. Because you cannot tell me that it is equal and a whole continent, Africa, is not having a representative at the United Nations Security Council. And that is what I hold on to, that we have to, these 8-point-something billion people on earth have to stand up and call for the United Nations to be dissolved, so that an inclusive international organization that will have the interests of the common people will be created. I talk about maintaining peace, because all the conflict that we are talking about today, 170,000 conflicts going on earth today, many human beings carrying guns, fighting another human being, struggling by all possible means to kill another human being, going on, is because of the failure of the United Nations. I talk about the prevention, because looking at what is happening in southern Cameroon, for example, where I am coming from, you discover that when this whole issue started in 2016, when the Amazonia came in 2017, the only thing we were hearing in southern Cameroon, even from the Amazonia fighters and the Amazonia leader, was that we are going to stand up until the United Nations will come. And then from that day up to today, the United Nations have not said anything concerning the crisis, or even called the two parties. The United Nations is sending a message from a distance condemning it. Anytime maybe something happened, the United Nations will say we condemn, and they remain at the level of condemning. Look at what happened in Ukraine, between Ukraine and Russia. I was following up the whole process. When Putin started talking about this issue, when Ukraine said they want to join NATO, Putin started talking about it. They should not. If they do, he will. And then it reached a certain point where the tension was too high, and Putin threatened to invade Ukraine. And then with all these rumors, United Nations was aware of it. Other powerful nations was threatening that if you attack them, we are going to come in. It was an opening for the United Nations to come in now, before that time, and call for them. So that call people who are closer to Russia, call nations that are closer to Ukraine, so that all of them will sit and be dialoguing, talking. It does not matter how long the talking will go. The talking could have prevented the war that we are having now in Ukraine, where a whole country is deserted. Look at what happened in Gaza. The issue between Palestine and Israel has been going on. Only God can explain. know the time. On. But the United Nations keep condemning. United Nations was not created to condemn. The United Nations was created to prevent, to maintain peace. And you can only maintain peace if you can prevent it from happening. Meaning any rumors that you hear from any country, rumors of conflict, rumors of anger, rumors of any hatred or anything that can lead to conflict, you have to come in immediately. You have your representative all over, all in nearly all countries. Send them there. Let them start talking immediately to prevent it. So I keep on blaming the United Nations. But when you look at how it is structured, then you will not blame the United Nations generally, because it was created with a secondary motive. And the powerful nation created this organization in order to manipulate weak nations. And that is what they are doing, benefiting from. You cannot tell me that there is an international organization where all countries, 195 countries are members of this, and the countries that are occupying other countries, exploiting other countries, struggling by all means that other countries should remain poor and creating conflict in other countries, are members of the United Nations. But the United Nations decided not to punish them because they are the one at the high level in the United Nations, the Security Council. All the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council are the one causing problems all over the world. They are the one. Because if one of them stand up and say no to anything that is happening in the world today, it will not happen. But because they are for it, they are benefiting from it, they allow it to happen. So I am still holding on to this point, that the United Nations should be dissolved for a genuine and an inclusive organization to be created for a better society, if we want one.